Good day, it's Tony Fortunato from the technology firm. Today I want to walk you through troubleshooting, baselining. It can be used for anything. A little exercise with TCP and more importantly, IP MTUs. I just happened to pick a TCP packet because you can illustrate it better, but this obviously applies to anything over IP, be it UDP, whatever. So I've started to capture, and basically no filter, no nothing, just everything floating around on my network, and then I just start up my web browser and a whole bunch of stuff flew out of the machine. So I want to basically set up Wireshark from scratch because everybody has told me they enjoy this part of the video where I walk through how I set up Wireshark and why I use certain screens. So right now this is your default screen, your 3-pane display. You got the colors on and everything. Again, I don't need colors right now. Turn that off. And the other thing is the third pane, this thing. So it's a packet list, packet details, packet bytes. I don't need the bytes right now. I really don't. So I want some screen real estate back and to get rid of that. There we go. And I want to investigate the MTU size on my network equipment. Just a little review, just real quick, because I don't want to get into this too much. So the IP MTU is going to define how much payload IP can put in that packet. And that includes TCP headers and stuff, or UDP, all that kind of jazz. The TCP MSS, maximum segment size, is how much payload TCP can put within it. All right, so it's going to be less than the IP MTU because obviously TCP is not counting the header. Most people ask what is the maximum. Let's just forget about jumbo frame sizes for a moment. Most people will see an IP MTU of 1500 on their LANs. Okay, and then anything outside of their LAN, it all depends on the equipment and all that kind of stuff. And that's what we're going to look at today. So we want to find out if my MTU is 1500. Now you have to be careful because when you do this, you have to look for traffic that's local and traffic that is obviously not local. And that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we want to do is isolate the TCP traffic. So I'm just simply going to type TCP up in the display filter. I can see it all. And here we see a SYN packet, right? So SYN/SYNAC, this is where our session gets set up. And there's a lot of good information in there. So I would like to see all my SYN and SYNAC packets. So I'm simply going to go to my packet detail screen. I'm going to double click on this header. And when I scroll down, I'm going to look for the flag for my SYN, and there it is. Just simply going to right click, apply as a filter, and select it. Done. So now you can see SYN/SYNAC all the way down, right? Sometimes you see a bunch of SYNs and SYNAC. It depends on the timing, right? So this is obviously a device that's remote, obviously. So this is me sending my SYN packet to it, and my maximum segment size is 1460, which is the maximum. Okay. If you take 1460 and you add 40 bytes for your TCP header, you've got 1500, which is your IP MTU. That's one way to do it, right? And you can see the packet coming back from the internet, from this device, and his maximum segment size is 1440, 20 bytes less, right? So you might say, wait a minute, it's just that. Maybe it's just that device. Yeah, sure. Maybe it is that device, but we're gonna look into this just a little bit more closely. Here's a station that's local. And you can see a SYN, MSS 1460, SYNAC 1460. So now I know it's not my machine, so to speak, because it can do 1460, right? Which is an IP MTU of 1500. It only kicks in when I leave the network. So if I find another one where I can see a WAN or some kind of remote address, let's pick this guy down here, just bouncing around here, 1460 from me. And then this guy replies with a 1440 again. So this must be something that connects me to the outside world, be it a proxy, a firewall, a router with NAT, who knows? It could be anything. It doesn't matter. The point is that I'm short a couple of bytes. So I want to pick on one of these conversations. I'm going to right click, conversation, and I'm going to pick TCP. That might just be outside of your screen, but there's a TCP option in there. And you see SYN/SYNAC and all the good stuff. Now, again, if you take a look at this, you'll notice the packet size is 1506 for the maximum. You see that? And that's obviously because my MSS is less, my MTU is less, therefore the overall size of the packet is less. Now this, to be honest with you, is just 1440. It's 20 bytes less. It's not, I'm going to say it's not a big deal. I've seen cases where it's 512. I've seen cases where you have MTU discovery not working out right. don't fragment. ICMP packets are not being sent back. Some machines will fall back to 512 bytes, that kind of thing. So you really have to look out for this. In this case, if I just kind of page around here, I can see nice big fat packets, 1506, 1506, 1506. Good. So let's get rid of this. Hit the X, hit my little pull down, and I can go back and pick my filter for my SYN packets and press enter. And it's back now. See? I'm going to pick a local one just out of curiosity. That's this one. Right click, conversation. Now you'll see the TCP option that you may have not seen before. And you can see 1514 for its big packet. Now there isn't that much in here, but it's important to see what the MSS is and what the biggest packet size is. That's how we find out how efficient things work. We want to see nice big packets. The other part of I'm going to say the formula of performance is time and size. So how fast are they and how big are they? And that's what we want to find out. All right, folks? So that's just to get you started, just to understand a little bit about IP MTUs or TCP MSS in this case, and more importantly, how I used Wireshark to discover things. Hope that helps you out. So just to put a little closure to this issue, here's a screenshot from my router. And if you take a look, the MTU on this is 1492. See that? So it's not the full 1500 as you can see with the other interfaces, and it's because it's PPoE. It doesn't have to be PPoE. There's a lot of reasons why this could happen, and you should just be familiar of what you have in your environment. Have a good day. Bye for now.